It's about them telling everyone we are a top team in this space. We need to be taken seriously. And for T1, they just want to get that sweet revenge against TSM.
Absolutely. Let's start this one off with Immortals on defense. T1 is going to be attacking, and they're sticking with the same composition that they just ran against TSM. So you're going to see the Omen ran by Food. AZK is going to move over to the Breach. And speaking of the Breach, finds the first kill here of the Losers Final. And one thing we didn't touch on, Golden Boy, this is basically a $10,000 match. You're guaranteed $5,000 for third place or fourth place, but if you get in the top two, $15K is coming your way.
Yeah, we're hyping up the storylines and what this means for these players and establishing yourself as a top presence in competitive Valorant. But there is some serious cash on the line for a Valorant tournament. The game's brand new. This is the highest prize pool that we've had for a professional Valorant tournament. And that loss, by the way, early on, losing Asuna that quickly actually hurts this team because that is their top fragger. That is someone that they really need to pop off. So early on, loss here is really going to struggle for them. But the flash coming in just as I say that. Gangsta, though, right on top of heaven, will get stuffed there by crashies, and crashies will take control. It's only going to be Koler here, and Koler cannot do it. First round is going to go to T1, and that came off of that first blood that AZK got on Asuna.
Yeah, and I was mentioning T1 has sucked at pistol rounds. They were struggling through group stages. They went 4 for 6 against TSM, or I should say 2 for 6, giving 4 of them to TSM. Now they started off with the pistol round, and rarely do you see them win the pistol and lose the following one. So I'm looking for T1 to jump out to a quick 2-0 start. The question is, will they explore the map a little bit? What is the new plan? You see an early lean over to B, but expect some middle control before they make any decisions. They've got the guns. You want to play at range, expect a push from the defense.
We're getting a little aggro, actually, inside of the garage, and immediately Asuna and them are going to pry that Spectre away from the hands of T1. What a great start. A 3-person commit down to the garage just to try and see if they could yank something away from them. That's actually going to prompt a lot of activity over toward that A site, and they are flooding it currently. AZK is going to be up on top of heaven here. He has that Phantom. It was a big investment in the beginning, and he ends up losing it. But thankfully, crashies was there to pick up the slack, gets himself 3 to end that one. And you're right, Puckett, T1, they win those.
Yeah, it's all good. You're able to keep the Phantom. You picked up the Bulldog. Now, Skadoodle didn't find anything more than the Ghost, but he was going to buy the Op anyway. Not a bad second round, but a pretty good job by Immortals to pick up that early kill that stalled him out and gave him a chance a little bit later. T1 has to fight strong here, though. What do you do in round 3? You went for the big purchase on Skadoodle. AZK, he's got some decisions to make right now. The Breach just with the Ghost going up against all ARs, and as soon as Op on that race.
Yeah, and Asuna will actually not be in the action all that much because they're actually going to be taking that Op over toward ropes. As far as what's going on at B, brax just going for the peak. Seeing if you could pull out a shot, just something out of this, right? See if anyone's hanging around corners and stuff. A pretty common technique that you'll see players do from time to time as we bring in the picture-in-picture. That orb is going to be available. There goes the push, and the one-way place there for the Cyber Cage actually won't really stop them all that much, and they will take the B site. Now it's up to the retake here, Puckett, for Immortals. They're going to try and fight this way out of it because no one has fallen so far across the board. Just like I say that, Food gets that first pick on Asuna.
Nice job through the wall, but Bjor is there to answer back, and you take a look. Everyone is high ground except for the Phoenix, who's pushing from CT, and he's the one causing problems. Gangsta's going to drop Skadoodle, and we'll find AZK as well. So the defense, better weapons here, and they are paying dividends. T1 goes down in round 3, and this is where we can see things start to even out.
Yeah, big round win there.
I was going to say, I was looking at some of the numbers here, and Gangsta had the hot start last game. I mean, through the first 7 rounds, he was sitting on 11 kills. Keep your eyes on the Phoenix, who's playing Sova when he was matched up on Bind. What is he going to do on Phoenix? The flashes can be so strong here on Split. Of course, defense, you get to play patiently. He could also be a key on the attack a little bit later on.
brax will be forced to take up the Sheriff. Scott doesn't have many options either. Just have to opt for a Ghost and some armor. Asuna, though, will be able to pick up the trusty Op once again. And this will look like some activity over toward that mid site with 2 players working over toward A. They scouted that one out, a quick leap across, and Asuna actually can't get away from that stun, but it's just going to be enough to slow them down, put some presence out there. Meanwhile, on the other side, you have Gangsta concerned about what could potentially happen at A, playing right on top of the A ramps, and the 3 members of T1 are going to be hanging back further. Asuna, with a smart rotation, saw where that activity was going to be happening and decided to go around to the side to help out over toward A heaven. Doesn't really get the look that he wants, so he's just going to drop back over to mid yet again. And that is also because they have that freedom to do so. That Sage Wall is placed, Puckett. And the slow round here for T1. The wall has gone down. They're going to make their way into heaven.
This squad loves to push at about 40 seconds left on the clock, and they were waiting for this moment. Skadoodle working with his raised brax through the mid. Going to be slowed down a little bit. And their teammates working their way up the A ramp after a nice pick on Koler. Kills were being traded out, but here comes T1. The Ghost is good at short range. Gangsta drop it. Asuna, though, with the op in the back, gets the first. And defense, well, they've stopped the spike, and we are getting close to the end of this round. 20 seconds left. You got to get the spike down with at least 4 seconds.
Not a lot of time to work with here. Can Bjor be the savior that this team needs? He's done it before. Going to be dealing with a 1v2 now. Plants going down,
That's
and
huge.
Bjor's going to stop it, but just needs to stay alive long enough to hold this one down, and this will be a tied game here. No time to plant, but needs to live, and Bjor clutches it up once again. Let him know. Give him the business. That is actually a tactical crouch, chat. That's it. A tactical crouch. Anyway, moving forward. Here we go now to round 5.
Big right there. That was enormous. Your opponent is walking. You don't know what angle he's going to take. He guesses correctly, and he comes up clutch. But before all of that, before the 1v1, he stopped the bomb with the perfect amount of time. That is one of those game-changing rounds that can send you to the finals if Immortals keeps this one up. T1, they're taking their time on their attack. I would like to see them just brute force 1 or 2 of these, and with a low buy, this might be the round they just go for the full bull rush up the mid.
Essentially, and look at all that activity there. Asuna is going to stuff brax down, and now we'll just own this one here again. Asuna actually just owning inside of the rope room. That's number 4. Looking for another. Maybe you want to go boom, goes the dynamite, hit him with a classic. I don't know. The options are unlimited for you. Unfortunately, AZK wanted to not give you the ace there, but it's Bjor to back you up. And that is going to be the round. I just love seeing just so many kills lined up. And I like the fact, too, that Asuna did not invest the showstopper into it. It wasn't really necessary for him to do so, given how that round had unfolded and their buys at the present time. Just good, smart, collected play. But Puckett, if I'm being real with you, I totally would have busted out the rocket, and I would have blown into smithereens for the ace, because that's the kind of person I am.
He sacrificed $2,900 going for that last kill. I give him credit, though. Why not play with a little bit of style? We'll see if it comes back to haunt him. For now, though, Immortals are playing with all kinds of confidence. The race, the solo man show against no guns, and it's him back again. Asuna finds brax. So already, defense with the man advantage. They've got 4 ultimates to work with. This is going to be tough for T1 to work their way through mid.
And Scott did not expect to get spammed through that dark cover like that. Down to 31 HP. Has not popped the heal yet, but is waiting for the challenge on the opposite side here. Does not have the res at present time, so they cannot go back and pick up their fallen comrade. And Bjor just will play this angle up top inside of heaven. jcStani going to be chilling on the ropes. Little Mission Impossible style. But the attention is going to be focused toward that rope room.
Prepared for hellfire.
And here comes that orbital strike, actually forcing him out of there and ending that plan as quickly as it was going to begin. Because that is something that they'll play that slow, and they've done this already. So with things going as slow as they are, you have to make that safe assumption that they are just going to be inside of rope room. And this is where this team, Immortals, begins to prep. They only have 28 seconds remaining to deal with this, and the time is ticking. They just got
all the information in the world with that peek from the Phoenix ult. Koler is going to hold strong, at least for now. They've got him trapped, and the rotation is coming in. Again, it's T1 waiting for these last-second pushes, Golden Boy, and Immortals are just waiting on the other side. They never show their face, and when they do, they're using the ultimates. They're investing safely, never sacrificing their lives. It's just crashies left, and crashies, it's going to take a few guns off here, but this is another round in Immortals' favor. They're starting to catch a little bit of momentum, starting to steamroll T1 on their push.
Well, I think the reason why they waited so long, obviously, was that they just got delayed, right? That orbital strike came in, and then you also had to run it back. So at that point, hey, that's how I looked this morning. Then you have the you have all that going on, right? Those are that's just time that is ticking away. And because of that, that actually is very horrifying, by the way. It's like I'll never look at eggs the same way ever again. Because of all of that, I think it just led to them being held back. Like there just wasn't really much that they could do. And then also Asuna just set the tone in that round, because he got that snipe early on, just ended the raise, and there was just no chance for them to be able to make any moves.
People complain about mid, you can't defend it like you used to on split. It's so hard now. Asuna has done a great job, especially with this op. He's been very efficient with it, getting picks in the last 3 rounds. To start this one off, though, you're going to see some early noise at mid. Now the rotation. What is the plan from T1? How do they go about the break-in? Expect the breach to open it up, and as I say, AZK, he wanted to posture up. He wanted to get an angle to affect B Heaven. Instead, he gets hit with the op again. Now Brax, he's going to pop some ultimates here, but he will not be finding any kills. It's just to push the defense back, and now here comes the rocket from Immortals, and this one finds food.
Yep, and he'll be tucked away in the corner, but a nade actually does not get an opportunity to go out right as I say that, because Skadoodle was going to pop up right around the corner. Now, though, as you're going to be split up, the spike is out. You do have up on top of Heaven, I believe that's crashies. Yep, crashies will be holding things off inside of Heaven, and they are going to be able to yank some attention away from everyone else. But the issue is that at that point in time, it just left crashies alone. They were able to push B site all together with the full force of the team, and they will win themselves a 5th round in a row. Puckett, what a start for Immortals, because it looked like it was going to go downhill, and then they just something started to turn on. And I actually think what that was Asuna. Asuna popping off with the op is huge.
It was honestly Bjor going back to the Sage play. In the gun round, he clutched up, got the 3 kills, he started it all. And now they're just rolling off of the back of it. Everyone's stepping up when they need to. And that last round, good idea by T1. They scared anyone off the B site, but the retake too strong. Now what is the plan? This one, it's just pistols. So don't get too excited about these kills. T1, they're going to try and get at least 1 or 2 guns off, and they are going to still have 3 players to work with.
Darn little shrapnels, man. Every time.
I love them.
Oh, look at Koler. Look at Koler. He gets 2. I love that little lineup there, and that is just going to leave Skadoodle with a ghost and a prayer, and prayer not answered. Bjor will end it, and he'll go ahead and upgrade that filthy classic into a ghost, and they continue to let the good times roll here, Puckett. 6-2, 6 in a row. Yeah,
big
huge
round here. This is the bye round for T1. Last time you're playing TSM, I believe it was 9-3. Attacking is not your favorite on this map, so come up big with this attack, and we'll see what they're able to work off of the A site. And remember, they have these ultimates. They've really only popped the Raze ult so far. Will we see AZK open up with the Rolling Thunder? First, they're going to go for the pick top of the A ramp, but smokes are out.
Joke's over.
Now an orbital strike is going to stop that plan.
Yeah, that was a great play there, because now the orbital strike is out, and then they're just going to go ahead and punish them with that flash. So they know exactly where they're going to be tucked away, right at the back of A site. That's going to have to prompt this team to make a change up in their strategy. The orbital strike was there just to kind of push them back. They got the benefit of being able to pick a kill out of that. The run it back gave them so much info. And now they're just going to try it once again. It looked like they were going to drop into sewers, but now they're going to just delay this one. They know they're still going to be there, and there's so much utility that they have to work with. Puckett. Oh, no. jcStani with 2. Asuna with the nade in the back.
That's a disaster.
Oh my, it just all fell apart, bro.
All right, so here's what I love about this Brim Phoenix combo. You can run through your teammate's orbital strike and survive, especially if you're using the run it back. So fortunately, Gangsta was able to just get crashies pushing through and able to pick up the easy kill. But in the worst case scenario, he can push through all of that and continue to punish. They're saving their ultimates for when T1 has guns, and they played it perfectly. T1 able to go back-to-back buys, but this is their last opportunity. If you lose it, you're sitting at 8-2. You're likely now staring at 9-2, maybe 10-2, unless you get it going right here.
All right, well, that's a good way to start things off. Ska with a snipe onto Asuna, who has been a bit of a nuisance for them to deal with here. Bjor, though, popping that wall, but it was not a connected wall. I actually think that it I don't. Yeah, well, no, they shot through it really quickly. Never mind. Scratch that.
Just power through with the rifles.
Exactly. At that point, you just want to end that one. You already got the man advantage. The numbers. Paranoia attempt came through. jcStani is going to be holding on top here, dealing with one, but cannot find himself another.
Enormous.
And Scott just flew in there with the classic and popped him. They're going to be able to win out on this site, get this spike down. Only have one person left alive. It's the Phoenix.
You're looking at the best numbers against TSM on this map. They belong to AZK and Skadoodle. Skadoodle with the op. Gets the pick on the race to start it off. Then leads with the second pick at short range top B Heaven and a classic. After 3 kills, it leaves just Gangsta alive. And the Phoenix, well, honestly, I don't even think he's looking to win this round. He was just looking to take some guns off, make it expensive for T1. And we mentioned it was a huge round, Golden Boy. You only dropped 1 player. That's about as good as it gets. And you look at the ultimates, still have the Rolling Thunder. You still have your teleport for your Omen. Resurrect is up for Skadoodle. They could finish this 7-5.
Exactly, and a 7-5 finish on attack is good on split. I mean, I'm even okay with an 8-4, you know, because that then you can start to string something together on the defensive side. Obviously, you'd want to go into this one a little bit better, but when you're talking about split, you don't really have many other choices there. And Skadoodle actually went for the challenge round, tagged Asuna, forcing him to go all the way back and seek the refuge of some heals. So look at that, Asuna just hightailing it all around the site, going over to the Sage. While all that's going on, job done, and T1 will start to make their way through the sewers, but you best believe that they will be anticipating this one. They have some utility there as well. But I like this spread. They're spread out, and you got crashies playing ropes, and because of this now, crashies, that lurker role with the Cypher is going to be very annoying, and anyone that decides to rotate through ropes, which is a very common rotation, especially for players holding in Heaven Bucket, can just punish that instantly.
Yeah, he's got middle control, and that was the whole goal at the start. You flash out Skadoodle, you scare everybody off, you put crashies in this rotatable position, and then you keep the rest of the core behind the Rolling Thunder. They went for the all-in push on A right here, and won't find anyone on site. Good read by Immortals. What is the plan on the retake? That's a good start for Koler.
Yeah, that really was, because crashes on the flank could have been real troublesome for them to deal with. Now that that has been handled, they can worry about the task at hand, getting control back into the site. There's still going to be a Paranoia left available for the Omen. Look at Skadoodle, though. Might actually be able to... Oh, gets away with 32 HP. Luckily, has that heal. AZK gets a kill on Bjor. Big one there as we bring in the picture-in-picture perspective of jcStani inside of the screens here. 2 players are going to be hanging back. It's the Omen and the Rays. Skadoodle, they double peek that one, and Gangsta will get the kill. And that is now going to leave just Brax here. Brax doing Brax things, and we'll be able to win out that round, making it 7-4. A big win for them here on Split Attack.
I'm trying not to be biased, Golden Boy, but I think everyone in chat wants to see this T1 TSM rematch. The last one went to a game 3. Will it happen again? Well, first you got to get through Immortals, and Immortals, after losing the early 2 rounds, had control. Now you see T1 starting to come back. The final round of the first half, finishing 7-5, they will be happy. And looking at the ultimates, they've got the advantage. Brax can clear the B site like he did earlier in the round. This time, they've got to hold it. We'll see how they decide to play it out.
Chad, does it make me a bad person that I would like to see Immortals, TSM, and Immortals maybe get a salty run back after getting clowned on in groups? Does that make me a bad person? I like
I don't
T1.
think so.
You know, I like T1. I've always been a fan of this team. But, you know, hey, man, sometimes you got to go with a little bit of that storyline goodness. Chat will say yes, though, by the way, Puckett. You better believe
no
it.
dirty run backs. Like last time it wasn't so close. But Immortals, it's a championship Sunday, baby. They clutched up late last night, keeping it rolling here on Sunday. And taking a look at T1, they've burned off 40 seconds. Now they're starting to ease their way in. Cypher's been playing B every single round, but he's starting to spread his tripwires. And it looks like they know they can lead through Garage. Now, this time around, Food is going to miss the paranoia, and Brax will not connect on anyone. They got to get it done with the ARs, and that is 2 for Food.
It was a smart off angle there from jcStani to get them the one kill that they needed, but the issue is that there was no follow-up on top of Heaven when that push came through. Credit goes, though, to the Rocket. Although it didn't get the kill, it did manage to force him away from top Heaven. Look at Gangsta, though. Life is easy when you're a Gangsta, and Gangsta now owning up top here, forcing him out, hanging out further toward that Garage. Gangsta looking to see if anyone's going to be going in for the poke here. Drops down. Checking all the angles. It's now just going to be left up to Gangsta. Flashes. One player inside of the Garage. Maybe hit him with a little bit of a firewall here. Be able to safely go through it, but crashies gets the kill. And that is a 7-5 end to that one. Chat did, in fact, say, yes, I am a terrible person. Maybe you guys are going to get your wish. I don't know. That said, a 7-5 Puckett for them on attack first. Not bad at all.
I'm really enjoying watching Gangsta tonight. He had a good opportunity there at the end. Unfortunately, Bjor just got pushed by 2 in the last second, making it a 1 versus 2 and a secure round for T1. This is going to be a big start. We mentioned the pistol rounds having a huge impact. Often leads to back-to-back rounds. And then, of course, you'll see if you can string it to make it 3 in a row. Not full gun by in round 4. But to start things off, will they invest in the wall? I think that's the plan for Skadoodle. He is going to go with just the classic. Everyone else on a ghost. Same thing with Bjor. Could go for this fast B-head, trying to put up the wall that you see in your match-made games. And we are watching the wrong Bob site. All the action is over at B. Bjor gets the first answer there for Immortals, but it was T1's Brax to kick things off on D.
Fuck it, sometimes it really do be like that. You know, like you think like, okay, you know, I got it. Observers are working hard. Shout out to our observers. They're like, we got the angle here. This is going to be interesting. It's, you know, the stun and then the follow up and then, you know, just nothing. You know, we're just watching a breach just stun a wall. Sometimes it happens to the best of us. You know, observing is not easy. Trust me. And shout out to our observers.
Showing us all the positions. Yeah,
exactly. And everyone who's been killing it here for the T1 Nursery Gamers Valorant Showdown. Also, do want to give a shout out to someone who tweeted at me directly. TFT said, yes, that makes you a bad person. We need our own NA rivalry, T1 TSM. I didn't know that made me a bad person, but I'll accept my fate. I'll accept it.
I think you just have poor opinions. Not a bad person. You're still a good human being. You just have really bad opinions. I don't trust your taste in movies anymore.
I did not expect that one from you, Chris.
All right, so here we're sitting on 30 seconds, and I believe Skadoodle still has his wall, so he could just wall off this B entrance if they start to push. And up go balls on both sides. They go for the corner box. They've got him trapped in, but Asuna is fighting his way out with the Goat Spines 2 here.
Yeah, and in fact, that wall did manage to assist and bring them over it. It was a bit of a Tetris, maybe a little builder. I'm sorry, I don't think we have any Fortnite players playing in this one. So we overall, though, a great push in, and I do love what Asuna is doing here. Right behind, flanking here, going for that big, ambitious play. And now you got Bjor working alongside. Oh, the paranoia, actually. That was a big paranoia. Gangsta couldn't stay alive. Now it's going to come down to Bjor. Bjor, does he win these? Been clutching a pass, and yes, he does. Gobbles up Food.
Food was almost so big there. The paranoia hit both players. He gets out with the kill and only 1 shot to the body. But again, 1 versus 1. The clutch to set the tone. It is Immortals coming out on top. Asuna, though, Asuna. How do you say his name? Can we get an official verdict on this? You were casting him,
it's Asuna.
But it said something different in my chat. Okay.
No. It's Asuna Puckett because it comes from an anime called Sword Art Online.
I appreciate that.
There you go. And this player is like myself, is an anime fan, so it's Asuna. Okay. But you know, Chris, you do you, boo. It's fine.
It's Asuna. I got to learn these things. You know, it's new game, new players for me. Asuna, I got it right, and I'm very impressed with your Raze play. As a Raze main, I love that you hold forward as often as I do. Here he is going for some early sprays, and of course, it is going to be the patient crashies just lurking around the corner. Never over peaks. I love the play from crashies on the Cypher. And defense, well, of course, that's going to be his strong suit. But how will he handle the push coming through mid? There's 3 coming his way. Scott's going to distract. And what a pinch coming from the Pistolers.
Yeah, that was a really clever play there. So much value. The 1 for 2. You love to see those happen. But B-site is going to be free. So they marched right on in there. We'll get some assistance. Gangsta will toss this spike down. They have so many guns. They're going to be looking at the right positions there. But just like say that, Brax creeps around the corner. Bjor, he's always there. He's the careful hand that you need in these types of situations.
And I don't know if you saw this, Gold Boy, but they are going back and they're getting the guns from mid. Those 2 kills set up early by Skadoodle. Well, now they're going to be able to put the weaponry to use. I would have loved to see it instead of just the pistols, but now it comes down to the 1 versus 1. Gangsta holds strong again. This time, back-to-back picks as it goes 9-5 in favor of Immortals. That was dangerous. T1 almost got it done. I've
never looked at a chat before, Puckett, because we are on a delay. And seen so many
we're just in the future.
Weebs. We're just so many people yelling about, you know, anime fans. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was a problem, you know?
Listen, I'm running out of content during the quarantine. Send some of the best my way.
Have you seen Avatar?
That's I need to watch them. I have not.
Avatar is like, you know, that's like Weeb Noob 101. You know, just give Avatar a watch.
I'm 34, man. I missed that cartoon. I was like an X-Men's kid growing up.
Oh, no. X-Men does slap, though. It really does.
Speaking of slapping, this is going to be a big one here for Immortals again to keep it rolling. 9-5, gun around your opponents with better weaponry.
And the scary part about going into this half at 7-5 is that you still have that 2-round lead. Anything else, right? They're just inching closer and closer and closer to winning. And in a best of 1, if this was a best of 3 and we started with split, I wouldn't be too concerned. But a best of 1 and we're playing split and they had a decent lead, that is pretty worrisome. Brax is going to have to go huge here inside of the B Heaven area. He does know that some players are actually going to be on the ice, and Brax, he gets those all day. Bjor, again, always reliable. They're just going to back away, trying to run out of this one. And Brax gets the kill with the rocket onto jcStani, though. Leaving now Brax. It's a 1v2. And the last person will be Gangsta. And Gangsta gets that spike, will go right on over to the B site, and they know where he's going to be.
100
they
health,
have the
no
critical
armor
information.
Yeah, he's panned, and here come the grenades. That one going to do massive damage straight into Food, who's going to get the headshot. Great play from T1. Good organization. They saw it coming and executed the retake. Now, looking at that setup, though, I want to give credit to Crashy Cyber Cage. That's what caused the problem for Immortals on the attack. Perfect angle just so Brax could see a shoulder, maybe an elbow from the Brimstone, and he's able to punish. Again, it's T1. The fundamentals are there. I feel like everyone else is just making clutch plays, or they're able to have a big round, banking on a headshot or 2.
Yeah.
T1,
well,
you can throw them off with the
slow from
aggressive play.
Ska, though. Don't forget about that slow, right? Because you get the intel on how many players are going to push in because of the sound that is being made from the cyber cage. But then you also get that slow. So there's nowhere that you can go in heaven. That was just well-coordinated play by the controllers. And it's the reason why these 2 agents are so vital in this game. But another agent that's become quite prominent is going to be, oh my goodness, let me just forget what I'm saying. Because what's prominent is AZK. Gets himself 3 kills there right out of the gate. And I was going to talk about how Paranoia from Omen would maybe be a difference maker here. But no, it's just some good old-fashioned shooting from AZK. It was a pistol round short, but it was just good stuff.
And you gotta love the way that Food and AZK play that together. Food peeks first, AZK bites on the bait and is able to punish everyone looking the other way. They are a very strong duo over at the A site, but now you got a gun buy. Now you got a fair fight. What's the game plan?
Right.
Because if you look at the money for the Immortals, you're dead broke. 200, 300, $0 left on jcStani after this, but they will have their full buy at least for this round.
Just goes to show you how a game of Valorant can swing in a heartbeat. We were having the same exact conversation regarding T1. They were struggling. They desperately needed a win, and they found just that. Now, this time around, it's going to be T1 getting a little aggro at the bottom of a ramp here. Food, he bails on out of there and might actually have given him the juke, forcing Asuna, though, to use that rocket, but they do get control up top, as well as the res. AZK looking to defend this one by himself, but actually he does have the support. I take that back. Has all the support in the world from Food and Scott, who are hanging out by B side or by A side. Excuse me.
And credit to the rotation. T1 jumped on that in a heartbeat. Scott's got to find his second snipe of the round, and this is already 2 ultimates being invested by Immortal so far. Bjor's still up top though, and the round is not over until the Sage is dead. What is he able to do though with you? Eyes on the minimap, you can see they're keeping the Cypher, respecting the B site. It's going to be a 3-on-2 after the resurrect. All things are pointing to a 2-on-1. Make it all 5 are still up now.
Also, Sky got that shot while he was cooking, which is just, that was just silliness. The calm composure of Skadoodle. I expect nothing less from a champion of his stature. But now, though, here comes the push as they are just going to make their way in the rotation. Asuna is going to try and catch them off guard here. Bjor, though, still alive. Maybe a hope and a dream, but we'll just really need to hold on to this weapon. Pry away as many guns as you can. Make them spend money in the next round. You have no chance to be able to put this spike down. And the round will go to T1. Immortals still have the lead, but they are hurting financially, and Bjor needs to stay alive for these next few seconds. Should be okay. And they will walk away with 1 Phantom out of that round.
Defense favored, baby. Split.
That's right.
Playing for the defense, and it's T1's turn. Very strong play from Skadoodle's operator so far. Nice rotations. Food and AZK. I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of A sites. At least not a full 5-man stack. They have run into trouble in the early rounds. What will they do through the middle? That's the plan for Immortals. And where is Scott set up with that operator? Remember, Asuna was sitting on those A-ropes every single round. Scott, he's been all over the map.
Yeah, and Ska pushed aggressively in garage, and I believe does pop the heal for himself, so he won't have that for a few seconds. I don't think, though, we're going to get an interaction that will directly require the heal here. Ultimate's online, though, for T1. They have the Rolling Thunder, which is great, because your breach will be playing over by that A site. If they get a whiff that there's going to be some pressure, you can go ahead and, as Simo says, roll out the red carpet for Immortals and let them know that you're here for the party. And that said, though, they just continue to do a drop back around, and this is what we saw before, where they were going to look to just utilize utilize that slow up top and try and just prevent this push from happening. But it's going to be Bjor who gets himself 2 kills. This is a big round now for this Immortals team. If they can get themselves to 10, still hold on to this lead, perhaps, just maybe, this could be the saving grace that Immortals needed. They will have no man advantage here, though, Puckett. And there goes the Rolling Thunder. This is the part that I'm going to be scared about. The Sheriff waiting for him to push in, Puckett. But they're slowing this down with the Molly. They will be able to get the spike down.
Brax has got to find more, and will he be able to? No, we see the op coming out. This is going to be so tough right here. Gangsta, the run it back is over. He's going to be on opposite sides. We're going to see T1 with the retake opportunity, but how do you do it? Here comes the teleport. Koler's waiting. Insta punish. Now it's easy. 1 player to beat. So much pressure on AZK. There's the first. Now he got the second, and AZK pulls it off. They had the angles on him, Golden Boy. They had the trade set up, and AZK works his magic to keep T1 in control. 9-9, the in-game leader with a massive performance.
I was ready to write that round off and give it to Immortals, excuse me, but T1 just goes to show you, you never count them out. We are all tied up here, folks, in this best of 1 loser bracket final. Winner will move on to face off against TSM. And TSM, they're chomping at the bit to get right back to T1. You know, T1 wants that salty run back. For Immortals, though, they're also looking for really that moment to prove to everyone that this is a squad that belongs here. And I think so far they've certainly given us that, but there's food. Just chomping at Koler as soon as he pushes in. It's Skadoodle with the quick scope on the op. Oh my goodness gracious.
They got the big boy toys, and Fraud says, you know, we don't love running double ops. We prefer to have the versatility with the rifles. On defense, you can let the snipers rip, and they put 2 to work. Now, here we see some opportunities for the offense to make a little bit of a late round comeback. Big Resurrect on Koler will make it a 4-4. They've got mid control, and you've pushed them back on both sides. So which site do you want to target? What is the plan? What utility do we have left?
And with Ska being down, real big opper is out of the equation here. But crashies, ever the lurker, has that camera tucked away right by the iron up above, and we'll see them start to creep in slowly but surely. crashies might be able to kill one here, which will be huge. And oh no, kill one? No, he gets himself 3. Oh my goodness, always check your corners, fam. And that is that. What
There's
a
no way he
conclusion to
stands
that
under
round.
his camera. No way he stands under his camera, right? Crashies
there's no way.
beats him in and punishes. What a round from the defense again. All hope now lost for Immortals as they're going to have to sit this round out. It's going to be T1 with the round advantage. Double up, 3 Phantoms to work with. You have your full kit going up against half armors, 3 Sheriffs, a Phantom, and a Ghost.
AKA, you hate to see it. With 9-10 right now, I mean, if there's a squad that can make something happen with this, it surely is going to be Immortals. They've been playing great Valorant so far, but yeah, so is Ska, man. I mean, that op from him has just been true this entire time. It's filthy. There you
Game's
go.
not done, but this round should be, Golden Boy. They've got him dead to rights, all trapped in the middle. Now the flank is going to get punished, or at least slow down. Gangsta with a nice molly kill here as he takes down AZK. Fireball actually doing something for the Phoenix other than heal. But now it's just the Sheriff. You're surrounded, 2 players down to your left, another one on the flank. And he's going to find himself a weapon. Gangsta, he's had some nice multi-kills. But can he do it in the 1v3 after being tagged up? They know exactly where he's at.
If he is able to win this round, it could be massive for this team. Down to just 1 HP, though. That's it. 1 HP. Has to use that firewall to give himself a little bit more life. 35 seconds remaining. This is critical, and it seems near impossible at this point. With 51, all you got to do is cough on him, and he'll be the way of the dodo. Gangsta though, that's 1 kill, now down to 12 HP. Got himself his molly back, which will bring himself, and this is just a good example of the kits, right? The kits that are present in this game. I think
this is
Gangsta should have enough time. Yeah, he should have enough time to get this plant down.
Okay,
it's gonna be very
he's
close.
Gonna put it down around the corner as well, so barely gets around the edge, and he's gonna beat Brax on the rotation. I didn't know if he was gonna have it, and this is a big opportunity now for Gangsta. 62 health, that's 2 bullets, you're done. Teleport behind him, knows he's pinched. And a great cancel as well.
He didn't get any information, though. They don't know where Gangsta is right now. I mean, process of elimination, he's not on the site. Maybe he's going to be playing. Yeah, they know where he's not, which is right next to the bomb site. But here he goes. Gets 1 kill. Oh, my goodness. This is actually winnable. 32 HP. He's got the run it back. He's got the run it back. He's got a player on his body. He's got a player on his body. But, oh, no. And it will not happen. Oh,
so close.
So close. Wait.
So close.
Whew. 0.56.
All right, that was nearly the play of the tournament for me so far. Gangsta almost clutches it, and instead he challenges Brax in the 1 versus 1 instead of just buying a little bit more time. Brax is able to get the body, and T1 remains in control. But Gangsta just showing you he's dangerous. Also, Why not play out every round as if it's your last? Great job to stick with it. He earned himself the fireball. He earned himself the ultimate. You can give yourself opportunities even when all odds are against you. But now if you're Immortals, you got an even playing field. Can you win the gun round finally?
All right, well, I was going to say they need to kill these ops early on. But I think Food is having none of those shenanigans there. Bounce back inside of Heaven. Look at this, though. Just a straight push in from Immortals. Taking out 2 players from T1. And they're just going to hightail it right back down to the bottom of the ramp there. Ska will encounter Gangsta here. He continues to push on.
Kill from a resurrect. So if he can clear this Heaven, he's got a teammate back as well. T1 back to full force. Now the spike's going to rotate. It's just the Phoenix lurking.
They're going to run into big kill from Gangsta. Every single moment here for Immortals is going to be critical for them because they had this lead in the half. They lost it, right? Yeah. Obviously, it's a best of 1. You just don't have many options. You've got to make this thing happen. You have to get this round win here. Get the spike down. You have a man advantage, and on top of that, you also have that life lead too. crashies is going to be very weak, 46 HP. And the difference here is that it's not a Phoenix, it's a Cypher. Cypher can't do anything to bring the HP back up. So they're going to be entering in this one with a deficit. The only thing they have is information from that camera. But Bjor, ever so reliable. jcStani there as well. 10-11, Immortals not out of this one yet, Puckett.
Yeah, that's close. Good attempt by AZK to flash his teammate in. Unfortunately, it was Bjor down low, unaffected, who's able to punish. So nice job by Immortals. They take control of A Heaven. They get those 2 early picks after dropping their raise, and then they just rotate the spike. The lurk from Gangsta gives you another kill, and you've got control, pulling T1 slowly apart after a rough start. Can you keep it rolling? Looking at the money. Now, this is an opportunity to break T1 because of the heroics from Gangsta just 2 rounds ago.
Over by A ramp. Now, because I see 2 players up there, I'm expecting we're going to get a Brimstone ult any moment now. Actually, there it is. And Brax is going to have to bail out of that one with just 70 HP. Luckily for him, he's going to have the Rolling Thunder. Brax, AZK, the duo get themselves 2 kills. No resurrect. Those were also big kills, especially on that raise. No showstopper, no instant win button, which means it's going to be that much more difficult for them to do this one here with the way that they have locked down this site.
Nice little Molly and Ice combo, but it's not going to find anybody. Attackers slowly pushing through, and Brax is punishing. Now Skadoodle chiming in with the snipe, and all of a sudden, it's just Bjor left alive. He's going to have his resurrect regardless of what happens at the end of this round, but the question is, what can he get done? Spike in hand. Your plant's worth 300. Doubt you're able to pull it off. You got to get through some tripwires, so we might as well just play for this weapon.
That's smart there. Don't give up the gun. Just let them just let them sweat for a little bit, right? Well, at the very least, I mean, I would say Immortals more sweating in this situation. But boy, oh boy, what a game this has been thus far. You know, T1 fighting their way back into this one, dealing with the attack first. And we talked about it, Puckett. They got as many attack rounds as they could. And in the defense, you know, the stats don't lie. They did the same thing that Immortals did to them, you know, except 1 less. They got 6 rounds straight that they were able to hold on to and win out on. Defensive side on split is difficult. And now we're at match point for T1.
Immortals was, what, 9-3 at their half against FaZe? Total control of this game as well. The only difference is T1 has come roaring back on their defensive end. We'll see what Skadoodle can keep doing. He did have enough to buy an op. On the other side, Asuna is going to be running the Bulldog. We're going to see 4 Phantoms out, full armor, full equipment, and of course the ultimates are going to come into play.
Look at Brax. A ramp by himself, pretty much just They will have support from the breach, but nothing really else. And oh no, can't get away from it. Actually, Asuna gets the kill. Big kill there, but AZK's there to trade it out immediately. A site's going to be up for grabs now, as the retake's going to have to come from T1. It is desperation hour now for this Immortals lineup. AZK, that's going to be his third. crashies doesn't want to be left out of the fun. And only one player left alive. It's jcStani. All the way in the back by screens, managed to make his way all the way over there and is by himself. Only one player left alive. It's the rival Cypher, ending the hopes and dreams of Immortals fans, and T1 will get the salty run back against TSM.
What a job by AZK. I was watching him on the minimap, working his magic top of the A ramp, surviving the first fight, trading out that kill when Brax went down to the rocket, and then, of course, causing problems on the rush. Food with a nice paranoia at the end as well. And T1, everyone was worried. The chat was freaking out at the